I'm sorry that I was late. I was defecating.
Yeah, well, we were talking about why you might be late, and we figured it was okay. I mean, it must have been something like that.
Something like what?
Defecating.
Oh, right.
Anyway, welcome to the Left Brain, Right Brain podcast. I'm here with Luke, and he's also going to be doing the interview with me today. Luke's a big fan of yours.
I am.
Right. How much does this interview pay?
This interview, probably about $5 via bank transfer, if that's cool with you, Jimmy Brown.
Oh, right. Well, last night I was doing a show in America in New York, state of New York, and the bloke paid me $100 and he said he has no listenership on his podcast.
Is that the is
I
that the
thought
podcast you were on?
Yeah. So I thought the pay would commiserate with listenership. Do you have more than 1 or 2 followers?
Yeah.
So really, you should be paying me 300 to 400.
Well, we have an accountant. They can fix you up later.
Oh, right.
You know how it is. But yeah, I was going to ask you if this was your first podcast, and I just looked at your story, and now it's your second?
It's my second podcast in 2 days.
Oh,
that's
you're
huge.
one of those guys. You're a celebrity, Jimmy Brown.
Am I allowed to vape on this program?
You're allowed to vape. You're allowed to swear. You already defecated.
Am I allowed to drink alcohol?
Yeah, like you're Jimmy Brown. Of course, you're going to be drinking some wine. What are you drinking actually?
It's Guinness in a can. It's not preferable, but it's what I was able to procure.
That's all good. So we got one person smoking on the program, the other one drinking, and I've actually got a guy that's making me a smoothie right now. So don't get too overwhelmed when he comes in with the smoothies.
Who's making you the smoothie?
My bass player.
Okay.
So let's get right to it. So Luke sent me your music yesterday before I went to work.
Right.
I've never really heard anything like it. It gives little bits of King Cruel. It gives Marky Smith. It's kind of everything and
The
anything,
Cure, but better.
but better. Yeah. And I'm just like, yeah, Luke, where did you come across his music? By the way.
I think it was close to the release of the video for I'm quitting Prozac to continue drinking. And I think I just stumbled across it upon YouTube recommendation and was, moved is an understatement.
Yeah.
Right.
My life hasn't quite been the same way it was before I first came across that song. And then naturally,
do you use Prozac?
I don't, but I do drink a lot. I'm a young blossoming alcoholic like yourself. So when you publish this, is it going to be video? Do I need my video on?
I mean, if you want, otherwise it can be audio and then we can animate a few reels. But it's usually easier to see who's talking if you got video.
Sorry to interrupt, but yeah, it's just I'm forced to look at this image of myself as I'm talking, and I hate the way I look.
Oh my
I don't
God.
really like the way you blokes look either, but I just hate the way that I look more.
I mean, look, I'm sure there's a Zoom option where you can focus on us more than you with the speaker. But if you don't like how we look, then it's going to be real tricky. So, I mean, you can close your eyes. I think you should just close your eyes for the rest of the interview.
Okay.
I apologize. I look like a dirty, hairy animal.
Sorry, Jimmy Brown, we tried to look the best we could.
No, that's all right. You look fine.
So anyway, let's begin with your, I guess, birthday. You're the youngest guest we've ever had, right, on this show. You're 19?
I'm 19 years old, yes.
Right. And how long have you been 19 for?
Since I turned 19, like most people when they turn an age, right?
Yeah. So, because we saw on your Instagram, the birthday was pre 9/11 or something like that. It was 2001?
September 10th, 2001.
Right, I was born on September 10, 2001, just one day before the 9/11.
Coincidental.
Right.
You do look 19. So
Right.
I guess, but 2001, wouldn't that make you 20 something? 22?
That's not for me to decide, really.
You're right. So I was wondering, is Jimmy Brown your first project?
Is Jimmy Brown my first project? Well, I am Jimmy Brown, so yeah, it's first thing I've really done. I don't understand the question really.
Since birth.
Since birth.
Well, no, I started writing songs several years ago, and just as a means to reflect upon the things that have happened in my life. And I write books, Brown on Brown Volume 1, Brown on Brown Volume 2, Brown on Brown Volume 3, my novella, A Holiday with Mrs. Higgins, my memoir, Shepherds, and my most recent book, Brittany's Burden, about my girlfriend, Brittany.
So I saw the books on your stories. I was wondering, yeah, because there's a lot, right? It's like 5 books?
6 now, yeah.
6 books, wow.
Where are they available?
You can purchase them from me on my Bandcamp, and shipping to Australia is rather expensive, but I'm working to get a new website put off where one can purchase a PDF.
Wonderful.
That's incredible. We didn't know if they were real, so that's awesome to know.
Yeah, they're quite real.
I want to just ask you about, like, you know, the power of being so vulnerable. Like, a lot of your songs are quite, you're revealing a lot of stuff, especially for such a young bloke, that most people probably wouldn't feel comfortable, you know, mentioning. Like, you're talking about your drug problems, which I assume you still have as well.
Alcohol mostly, yes.
Alcohol mostly. Yeah. Are all the songs literal, or is there a metaphorical aspect to them too? Like your song, I'm naked huffing, what is it? Huffing nitrous oxide. Is that from a real...
I'm naked in my room huffing nitrous balloons is the song.
It's a song, and
I'm naked in my room huffing nitrous balloons. My stomach is drooping on my leg. I'm naked in my room huffing nitrous balloons. My stomach's full of beer and eggs. Yes, that is quite literal. There's no poetry in my music. It is all 100% literal. I don't engage in metaphor or poetics in any capacity. I abhor poetry and literature, although I do write it myself.
Do you consider yourself like a modern day Charles Bukowski, calling it like it is?
No, I don't know who that is.
True. Yeah, you're right. He's not British.
Who is he?
He's just an author. You can look him up later. He's not around anymore. But he also wasn't into, like, you know, metaphors and poetry and all that. He was just a very, like, you know, say it like it is kind of bloke.
Right. And is he good?
I'd say so. Yeah. Who are your influences?
Musically.
Well, yeah, we know that you have other influences, but yeah, musically.
Well, my 3 favorite bands are Coldplay,
Okay.
Kraftwerk, and the American jam band Fish. Do you know Fish?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are my 3 primary influences, really.
Wow. Are you a multi-instrumentalist? Do you play all the stuff in your record?
No, not really. But I am a multi-instrumentalist.
But you get other people, like, so you have a full band that tours with you, right?
Yeah. So, like, when I record the albums, it's like I'll play like the keyboards and a bit of guitar, but then I'll take it to my mate and he records it and he adds like real drums and like bass and guitar, like from other people added to like the players that I've done at home.
Cool. Okay, that's awesome. So you're currently touring in America. You're in New York at the moment.
I'm in New York, yes.
And how's America responding to the Jimmy Brown experience?
It seems they quite like it, really.
Do you find that it's like a little bit, you know, because a lot of your music is based from all this stuff that's quite painful and quite real for you. Do you find it strange when they take so much enjoyment from something like that?
No, because I have great difficulty empathizing with other people. So if someone is laughing or smiling, I don't really feel what they're feeling, or I'm not affected by their emotions. I am physiologically incapable of smiling and laughing, so I can't relate. So to me, it doesn't mean much. I don't really understand what it means to smile or laugh. So there's nothing to really be faulted by because I don't even understand what that is.
For sure. Okay, so that's really interesting. I mean, you are getting in touch with your emotions, though, some way or another.
Oh, right, with my own. I don't, but not with other people's.
Okay, thanks
Yes.
for clarifying that with me, Jimmy Brown.
Where are you? You're in Melbourne.
Yeah, I'm up on a mountain in Melbourne, and Luke's in his garage in Melbourne as well.
Oh, right. I toured Australia last year.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, well, I didn't know about you till 4 days ago. But Luke, why did you not go to Jimmy Brown's Australia show?
I unfortunately also had not yet discovered the magic of Jimmy Brown at that point. I now am deeply, deeply regretful of that. Are there any plans to return here soon?
Yes, probably this year.
Really?
I'm getting tickets for the whole gang.
For sure. Yeah, I'd love to see
Everyone's
that
coming to
happen.
this.
Do you have any idea where you'll play, or is it still up in the air?
Last year we did. We started in the Gold Coast,
Nice.
and then we did Brisbane, and we did Sydney, and we did Melbourne, Bendigo, Adelaide, Hobart, Tasmania.
But where'd you play in Melbourne?
I played at an establishment called the Merry Creek Tavern.
Oh, yeah. That's so random. You know Merry Creek, yeah, Luke? It's in Abbotsford.
Abbotsford.
Yeah, that's such an interesting venue to play.
Yes, and I started ketamine after the show.
Yeah, the Melbourne experience, the true Melbourne experience.
Yeah, yeah. And what did you call the what it was HSP halal
Snack
yes.
halal snack pack, yes. So
Yeah, they don't have those in the UK, right?
no, not really. Although I reckon that it's not much different than what one could get at a chippy. It's just called by a different name. But yeah, we don't have a halal. Yeah, I think in Ireland they have the spice bag and
Spice bag.
same thing. I think I can't be asked with it, but
I think your music, which is just filled to the brim with alcoholism, if you don't mind me saying, is
why would I mind? Every song I've ever written mentions beer or alcohol.
yeah. And I
Even
think
my
that,
song that you mentioned earlier about the nitrous oxide balloons does reference beer in addition to the nitrous.
of course, it's a combination of things that you do. But I think Australia would really resonate with what you're doing because Australia is mostly comprised of alcoholics.
Oh, right. Well, yes, I did drink excessively when I were in Australia last year.
Yeah.
And it was, I imagine, painfully expensive.
Well, that's the nice thing about touring. Most places give you a few free drinks here and there, or most drink free. What's the capital? Canberra.
Victoria.
Victoria. The true capital is Victoria.
Yeah, but the one that they want you to think is the capital is Canberra.
Yeah, I played there as well.
Oh, true. That would have been crazy. I've never been there, but I heard there's some real mutants.
Did all 12 people in Canberra rock up?
No, it were packed to the brim with people my age. It was like 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds.
Yeah.
Right. So how long have you been drinking for? If you're 19, when did you start?
So you've not read Brown on Brown Volume 1?
I told you I didn't even know about you till like yesterday.
Oh, it's a very short book. You could have read
I could have read it, the
PDF. I started drinking at age 5.
Yeah.
Wow.
What was your drink of choice?
Belhaven Scottish Stout.
Wonderful.
And rather cheap vodka.
Yep.
I can't remember the brand name.
Can you explain why you started drinking?
Well, the reason I started drinking is because I'm 19 now. I suffer from various degenerative conditions and alcoholism. At age 5, I had the physical appearance of someone much older, and I realized that I could easily purchase booze and alcohol without anyone asking questions. And my first sip of alcohol, my brother Mark F. Brown let me drink a bit of red wine with him behind the Tesco's, and it was love at first sight, really, or whatever, first sip, drink.
So would you say that your true love, because you've spoken about a lot of different exes that you've had, and you've had a lot for your age.
Yes. Nancy and Mildred and
Nancy.
Brittany.
Yeah.
Brittany,
Like,
Jennifer Roberts.
would you say that your true love is alcohol and that's why those relationships don't work, or is it something else?
Well, I can't deny that alcoholism does interfere with my romantic relationships, which is most obvious in the case of my current girlfriend, Brittany, who I met on a sober dating app, and I lied to her and told her I was sober when in fact I am a crippling alcoholic.
Ah, Jimmy.
And I lied to her for months and months, and I did everything to sneak cheeky sips of whiskey and vodka in the middle of dates and things like this. But eventually she caught me suckling from a big jug of whiskey. And she said, "Jim, are you drinking?" I said, "No, this is non-alcoholic whiskey." And she said, "I didn't know that they made non-alcoholic whiskey. I thought they made non-alcoholic beer." And I said, "Yeah, that's what this is." And she said, "Right, let me have a sip." And then she took a smell of it and she said, "This is real whiskey, Jim. You've lied to me." She relapsed and she started drinking again, started smoking crack cocaine and sucking dick for crack cocaine. So it's been a dark time, but she's just birthed my child.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes, congratulations. That's really big news.
Yeah.
Given your difficulties, or rather lack of any ability to empathize with human emotions,
Right.
do you feel any kind of responsibility or crushing guilt at the prospect of maybe you being responsible for your ex's relapse? Do you feel any blame?
I have to admit that I do feel very guilty about that because this is a person who I love very deeply and I hurt them very greatly.
Yeah.
But I'm not other people. So I can't really properly say that I understand precisely how she feels, but it does hurt to see her being so hurt. But it doesn't hurt enough for me to stop drinking or stop lying or things like that.
No, of course.
Yeah, it would be really interesting. I've been reading a book on different brain types. It's about this guy who's like studying psychopath brains, and then they need a brain sample, so he gets his own brain, and it turns out he's a psychopath. It'd be interesting to see like what it is about your brain that makes you kind of act this way, right?
Well, I reckon someone could do some scientific testing because recently a large, heavy object fell on my head and just a tree branch kind of fell on me.
Like an anvil?
It was a tree branch, yeah, and it hurt greatly. And some of my brain did leak out of my nose, and I did collect it in a baggie. So someone could analyze that, I reckon, to discover if there's some insight into these things that you mentioned.
Yeah, you kind of just described yourself as like a human, like puree, like leaking out of your nose. Like that sounds real deadly, actually.
Yeah,
You
well,
can definitely get that checked.
I mean, I'm still alive, right?
For now.
And I remember 80% of my lyrics still.
That's a good start.
Well, speaking about your lyrics, I'm just going through them now. You've got, your newest album, Shame. You've got Shame. You've got I'm Quitting Prozac, Frustrated by My Flesh, I Miss You But I Don't Want You Back, I Miss My Dead Dog, all that kind of stuff. Do you write music that would be considered positive much, or do you like to kind of stick to this particular vibe lyrically?
I don't think I have any positive songs.
What about I Want to Hug a Cloud?
Oh, that's positive, yeah.
Okay, so we had one. That's pretty good, actually. Do you find...
But it expresses a frustration over not being able to do it. So it's really the negative side of something that could be beautiful.
Right. Do you find that, like, writing these songs that are quite, I guess, tell all and quite vulnerable and quite dirty songs. Do you find that it makes your life better to get this out of your chest?
Yes.
Okay. And is it difficult to sing about these subjects later?
No. I feel like incredible. What's the word people use in this? Catharsis.
Yeah, catharsis. Yeah.
I feel this catharsis as I write it, but when I perform them live, I feel nothing. Generally, I'm very numb.
Yeah. I see.
And I sing the songs. I don't remember the words often. It's quite nice because of the technology of today, and the iPhone is a very nice device because I have an application on the phone called Notes, and I have my lyrics on here. So when I'm at a show and I don't remember the words, I just put it up and I can read it from the phone. And it's like, why do people waste time remembering all these things when it can just be accessed from this? Really, it's kind of a miniature computer.
Do you prefer to kind of like, if you're playing live, I haven't seen you play live yet, but do you prefer to kind of be on your phone while you're performing to avoid eye contact from people and all that kind of stuff?
I don't prefer it, but I'm not opposed to it. That's not a bad idea because for some reason I feel this barrier or restriction, which I really think is like an antiquated societal confine of not browsing my phone and Instagram while I perform, but I do think I should begin doing that. That's not a bad idea.
I think maybe we could even talk to somebody who works in VR to help you not even have to, have your hands free for other shit. I'm sure you can figure out what to do, But yeah.
Who can we
Well, I don't think we've had any tech specialists on the show yet, but we're going to have some people from Ableton on, so maybe we can talk to them if they know somebody who works in VR.
What types of guests do you typically have on this podcast?
Honestly, all sorts. Like people from literally every walk of life. Usually, people with, I guess, who have some creative inclination. That's pretty much it. We have a guy actually who's kind of like the Aussie version of you. We've had him on the show called Divorced Dad, and he goes through a lot. I think him and you have gone through a lot of the same things. But he goes about it, I guess, in a more of a motivational speaker kind of way, But I guess you're also a motivational speaker in your own right.
I mean, it's motivated me.
Yeah.
Well, what has motivated you to do, mate?
It's motivated me to not put down the bottle, to keep persevering, I guess, continue allowing my alcoholism, my tendencies to blossom into a lifelong problem that we are very near the cusp of. And I just feel a lot more secure within myself and confident in my ability to be able to coexist with such a debilitating problem.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Do you what's your tipple of choice?
I am very much a whatever is in front of me kind of guy. I love still to this day, cheap vodka ends up being a drink of choice as much as I can't stomach it. Tequila, Hennessy, if I have the money for it.
I quite like Hennessy. Cognac is quite nice.
Just wonderful.
Yeah.
Where are you taking Where are you taking us?
I just want to lie down. I'm sitting hurts. I want to lie.
God. Okay, yeah. You make yourself at home. Now, a lot of your covers have you on them, and they're very interesting photos. The one for The Sky is Ugly is very interesting. The one for Rot is very interesting. How do you pick the most flattering photos of yourself? Do you have a photographer that helps you?
No, usually just take one photo and use that.
Just whatever comes out, like, directly?
Yeah, I can't be asked with all that picking and choosing. I just take one photo, whatever's the first one that come out, that's what gets plopped on the cover there.
And so when you're looking at the cover, for example, for Torture, how did you go about getting that? Was that fan art that somebody sent you? Did you draw it yourself?
No, that were drawn by a bloke called Dylan, who goes by Reliable Guy on Instagram, and he makes these little cartoons, which I think are quite nice. And I asked him if he could scribble up something because I didn't have access to a camera, and I paid
Right.
him money.
Right, I see. And on the subject of money, I know there is a illegal Jimmy Brown currency circulating around. Is it around the UK? Is that where that is?
Oh no, that's just a piece of artwork that someone did. It's not actual currency or fake currency. It's just an expression by a fan of uh, of something. I don't know what really.
Do you fear that one day, because you're sitting on 12,000 followers now, do you feel that one day when you're quite big, that money could actually come into full circulation and we'd have some trouble on our hands?
I don't really fear that. No, if I'm honest, I do think perhaps making some sort of cryptocurrency
Mm.
based on, because if you've looked at my Bandcamp, you've mentioned some of the albums. I have many albums. I think 10 albums or 9 or something like that.
Yeah.
And then singles and EPs, greatest hits,
Bless you, Jimmy Brown.
live release. No, I have to be careful that my brain doesn't leak out when I do
No,
that.
dude, I'm the same. I've had hay fever all day. It's kind of wild that they got you too.
Yeah, who are they?
Sure love to know.
The question we're all asking.
Yes, I do believe there are some nefarious forces at work.
So you're in America. You've chosen an interesting time to be in America. LA's on fire.
Right.
I think there's like hailstorms and like all sorts of ice age shit going on some of the coasts. Trump just became the king. What's your response? It must be so stressful to be in that environment, right?
I feel completely apathetic about all of it.
Ah, shit. Sorry, I forgot.
Yes, the fires. I don't. I will have to check later if. I don't think that the venues I'm performing at have burnt down. So yeah, there's fires, and then what was the other thing you mentioned? Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know much about him. I don't really have an opinion. He does seem to be a bit of a fat fuck, and I am also a fat fuck. One of my songs is "I'm an Obese Alcoholic," and it's interesting to see a fat person have a leadership role on the world stage, because you look at many world leaders and they're like kind of fit, but like he's like really a fat fuck.
He's quite
That's
large.
really that's all I know about him. He's just like quite fat.
Rather abundant in
Robust.
in body. Yeah.
I will say that when I were in Australia last year, it doesn't seem that it seems many people are rather fit there, like, and not there weren't many obese people.
In Australia, yeah, I think you're onto something with that, Jimmy Brown. Like, I think people are generally pretty good with that, right? I never really isolated it and thought about it. Does Australia have an obesity problem? Maybe.
I'm actually gonna pull that up. I'm gonna check that.
Yeah,
right now.
we used to have a studio. We used to have a tech guy, and I could do the Joe Rogan thing and say pull that up, but we don't have that anymore. So, God bless.
What happened?
What
he
happened?
died, unfortunately.
He died. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, highway accident. But yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, look, I was thinking about this. I'm not a fan of Donald Trump. I think anyone who knows me knows this. But I was thinking about it today. I was like, even if you like him, how can you stomach him? You know what I mean? Like, he just wouldn't be a fun guy to hang out with. That's what I'm saying. Like, you wouldn't want to hang out with this guy. You don't actually like this guy.
Right. Yeah, I don't know much about him. He seems a bit weird. I mean, it's like some things about him are good and some are bad. For example, one thing that's bad about him is that I believe he does not drink alcohol. So that's bad.
Yeah.
But I've read that he does quite like McDonald's, and I quite like it as well. So that's good. So it's really just like
Some common ground.
yeah.
What's your favorite McDonald's item?
I quite like the burger that comes with a seeded roll, because I like to pick off the seeds and keep them in my pocket for a snack, and then I can eat and enjoy the burger, but then I have a little snack for later.
You mean the Big Mac?
Is that the name?
You
The
don't know
Big
the
Mac.
name? But you're an avid McDonald's guy. See, I reckon you're not even going to McDonald's. Are you sure you're going to McDonald's?
I quite like McDonald's, yeah.
Do you go the drive-through route, or do you like to actually get in there in the nitty-gritty?
No, I don't know how to operate a motor vehicle.
I see. So in America, are you taking public transport, or do you have a chauffeur?
I take public transport. I travel by bus to the shows.
I see. I see. I'm looking at one of your songs here, and it has a pretty kind of wild resemblance to a Drake song. I was wondering if you've ever been sued by Drake.
What are you referring to?
Hotline Bling.
Right, yeah, that's a cover. It's not
That's a cover of the Drake song?
yeah.
Wow. And why did you pick Drake of all people to cover?
Well, I just I like being an international person, and he's one of my favorite Canadian artists, so I wanted to do something to honor the country of Canada.
Yeah.
And I thought no better than to cover a song by Drake, which is a quite nice song. I quite like it.
Do you feel like the whole beef with him and Kendrick Lamar, like that Kendrick did him quite dirty?
I have not really done my research on that, but is the nature of that conflict that Kendrick is American and Drake is Canadian, so it's like a intra North American rivalry, or it's like Canada versus United States? Is that
Yes.
the nature of that conflict?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. It's so silly, because if they were both American or both Canadian, there would be no beef.
And they could be united together and do a song together, like
Be
Hotline
friends.
Bling, featuring Kendrick Lamar.
Featuring
But
Jimmy
now-
Brown.
Right.
Do you do collabs with other artists?
Well, I mean, I'm not opposed to it, but no one has ever really asked me.
Interesting. Yeah, it'd be awesome actually to do a collab with you sometime. That'd be fascinating.
We funnily enough, I think the timing of this interview is quite good, because we've recently, I think actually the reason that I am on this podcast at all right now is because me and Dan over here have started a musical project, which we are currently in the process of writing an EP for, which is expected to release probably in the next
Week.
week.
Probably. Week and a half.
We're called Turd Sandwich, and
Okay.
we make music from the heart. I guess we're just motivated very much by our experiences, especially pertaining to a shared ex of ours, Stacey.
Yeah, Stacey.
And the
You have the
emotional.
same act.
Yeah.
When did you date her?
I dated her about a month after he dated her.
Yeah. Well, there was a little bit of overlap in that time, which
Yeah, there was.
which,
That's how we met, actually. But
Yeah. And then
Oh,
she
okay.
fucked us both over and has caused both of us immense.
that's actually why he's an alcoholic, to be honest.
does she listen to the podcast?
Yeah, she does actually.
Have you invited her on as a guest?
No, I haven't, but I have had guests who I've been on dates with before. Like I've met people on Hinge, and they've turned out to be excellent conversationalists and interesting in their professions, and I've had them on the show before.
Yeah, Stacey's quite bad at communication. She
right.
can't talk for
Sorry,
the life of her.
Jimmy Brown, did you just throw up?
No.
Okay, just checking.
I mean, not really.
Jesus Christ. Are there any sort of musicians that you don't like? Do you have any beef with anyone?
No, not really.
You're a
Like real
pacifist.
people? Or like
Yeah.
famous people?
Famous people.
Are there any famous musicians who I don't like?
Yes.
Well, I don't like most things. So that would just be like a really long list.
So going back to Coldplay, do you like modern Coldplay or old Coldplay?
I don't know. I used to rule the world.
Oh, you like mid Coldplay. You like it right in the center.
I just like that song, really. I don't know any of their other ones.
So that's lukewarm play, perhaps.
Yeah, lukewarm.
Yeah.
Do you laugh a lot? Are you open to that kind of emotion as well, or do you find that laughter isn't your vibe as well?
Well, no, I mentioned earlier I'm physiologically incapable of
Oh, sorry.
smiling.
I'm so fucking insensitive, dude. I keep forgetting.
Yeah, it's all right.
Well, what's your best childhood memory?
I don't know if it's my best memory, as it's a rather painful one, but when I was 5, I wanted nothing more than to ride the avalanche bobsleigh at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. And Dad and we went to Blackpool Pleasure Beach, but I did not meet the height requirement to ride the avalanche bobsleigh. And I said, Dad, I just really want to ride this. And he said, you're not tall enough. But we could have you go through a procedure called a leg lengthening surgery so that you could become a little taller and then you would meet the height requirement to ride the avalanche bobsleigh. So Dad took me to Heidelberg, Germany, where Dr. Gunther gave me a leg lengthening surgery so I could gain the requisite 5 centimeters to ride the avalanche bobsleigh, which I did not do. But does that answer the question?
Yeah, yeah. You
I'd
didn't.
say so.
Well, I've also had leg lengthening surgery. That's why I'm actually 6'9". So
Oh, really?
yeah, but actually I had the opposite effect. I tried to go when I was 19. Actually, after the procedure, I tried to go to Disneyland, and they said I was too tall to ride Magic Mountain.
Dr. Gunther also did the procedure
Also,
for
Dr.
Dan,
Gunther.
actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
yeah.
He-
Isn't it sad that our world is dominated by such bullshit? You know, such yeah. I mean, you know, you're no different to us. You know, we're the same, really. What's height got to do with it?
Well, I'm not as tall as you.
You're not
I
as tall as
stand
me.
I stand at a staggering 5'4", and Dr. Gunther unfortunately said that due to the brittleness and the frailty of my bones, that a bone extension surgery was not on the cards, and that was a very demoralizing experience. It was very difficult at the time, but it's something that I think I've grown past, but it does come back to haunt me every once in a while.
Wow, we got really deep there for a second.
Wow. I didn't know that you knew Dr. Gunther. That's a bit weird, really.
Yeah, probably a conflict of interest for this podcast, to be honest, right?
Yes.
I was curious. Do you have any pre-gig rituals besides drinking?
No, that I was just going to say, I like to get pissed beforehand and during and after.
So have you ever done a show sober?
No.
And
Do you have any plans to do a show sober in the future?
No, not really. I mean, one of the main reasons why I perform at all is because it's an opportunity to get free alcohol in my bloodstream. I usually ask the crowd to bring me some beers as I perform, which they do. And I explain on stage that it's rather dangerous if I don't have a constant flow of alcohol into my bloodstream because I could collapse or experience the delirium tremens. So, yeah, it's a great way it's a great and socially acceptable way, non-judgmental way to receive copious amounts of free alcohol.
Well, if you ever come to Australia, I'm not really a drinker per se, but I have a drinking sponsorship for this podcast. So if you want some beers, I got heaps just waiting in the pantry for you.
Oh, right. Well, yeah. Well, I will very likely be there in just a few months' time.
Okay.
That's a very exciting prospect.
That's very exciting. Yeah. I'll be away for 2 months, but I'll be back in like May or June.
Right. Yeah. Well, I will likely be there in May.
In May? Okay. Okay.
Wonderful.
Yeah, that's sick, actually. We should definitely tee up a show if I'm here.
Yeah, and if you're not there, if you could just make sure I get those beers that you've promised me.
I can get him to you.
Yeah, I'll give him to him. He's not coming with me to Europe. So.
Yes,
Yeah.
cheers. Where in Europe are you going?
I'm going to. I nearly said Singapore. This very hot in Australia, as you can see. I'm sweating a lot. Where in Europe I'm going? I'm going to Spain. I'm going to Portugal, and I'm going to Berlin, Amsterdam, and I don't really know where else to go. Would you recommend anywhere for me to go?
I've only been to Heidelberg, to Dr. Gunther for the leg lengthening surgery, and I was in Paris several months ago for a performance. Those are the only 2 places in Europe I've been.
You don't like to travel?
No, I quite like it.
Then why haven't you traveled if Europe is so kind of interconnected? Are you from Manchester? Is that where you're based?
Yeah.
True. So you just have no interest to kind of go out unless the music or the booze takes you there.
Yeah, if they ask me to perform in Berlin or Budapest or wherever the fuck else is, what other cities are in Europe?
I think that's it.
Well, no, I know there's like heaps of them. So like, what was some of the other ones? Like Bratislava,
Yeah. Transylvania.
right? So any of those places, yeah, I will go if the money, if they are offering the right money and the right alcohol.
Right. I want to bring it back to the actual music that you do because the music is fantastic. And while the lyrics are super intense and might frighten your average, pop listener, the actual instrumentation is quite beautiful. Who is responsible for that? There's like beach kind of vibes across your records, also like surf kind of influences.
Surf.
Yeah.
Well, well, yeah, like I write the songs and the melodies, but then like uh Burt Murder records the albums and he played drums on them, and then there's another bloke called Coral Dolphin and he adds some extra guitar licks. Maybe that's what you're talking with the surf. I'm not sure, but
Maybe, yeah.
like some ambient guitar licks like atop.
Have you heard of the genre of music called the micro genre, I guess, called egg punk before?
Yes.
Do you feel like you classify in any way into that genre?
No, I don't really understand what it is, but someone mentioned it to me when I were in Indiana, the American state of Indiana.
Yeah. I see. I mean, I can see some
I understand it's
similarities.
very popular. I understand it's very popular in Australia.
It's
Yeah.
pretty popular here. Yeah. I mean, I think it's had its run now, but if you asked me a year and a half ago what the most popular, sub genre here was, I'd probably, underground wise, I'd say, yeah, it would have been. It was a
Yeah.
phase, I think, that we're kind of coming out of now, but it was cool while it lasted. But I think your music's a lot more lush. And I do
Right.
think there's a lot more soul in your music than egg punk. A lot of egg punk and chain punk, which is like the more Ramonesy sounding shit. It kind of it's devoid of. It's weird, right? Because you're this guy who's kind of like devoid of empathy for other people, but still, your actual vocals, there's something about it. There's something about it that does still have a wide range of emotions. I think that egg
Right.
punk doesn't have.
Right.
So yeah, honestly, keep up what you're doing. I wanted to end the interview with just a simple question: if you have any favorite movies, I wanted to know what kind of stuff you watched. What kind of media do you consume?
Favorite movies. Quite like Sex and the City, the television show with Kerry and Samantha and Charlotte.
Do you feel that you resonate with any of the girls in particular?
Well, yeah, it's a bit weird because it's like Samantha is like always having sex.
Yeah.
So I don't like sex, but I do have it sometimes because I have a biological drive to. So I understand why Samantha would want to do that.
Yeah.
Um, and then the other girls, like they also have sex, but like not as often, and they have like love and things like that. And everyone have been in love, so you can really relate to all of them. Like some of them are a bit bitchy and weird, and some of them are like kind of nice, but like a bit weird, and then they're having sex. So it's like I really relate to all of them in that way.
So you consider yourself a hopeless romantic in some way?
Uh, what does that mean, really?
A hopeless romantic? I guess someone who, I don't know, like you are pursuing love, right? With Brittany, with Nancy, with all these girls, or is it just more of a fling kind of thing, or it's just happening to you? Like, what is your end goal with these girls?
I just want to be loved unconditionally, and I want never to be judged or criticized for any of my actions.
Didn't you say that you had a kid before?
I have two, yes. I have two sons.
What are their names?
They're both named Tanner. My first son, Tanner, was taken away from me by the courts Judge Miranda Roberts made the ruling that stripped me of custody of the boy, but she and I began dating shortly after that. And I'm no longer I'm legally barred from seeing him in any capacity, but Brittany and I recently had a child who I decided to also name Tanner because I lost the other one. So now I can have a new one. But, it's good riddance with the first Tanner because I've come to realize that he suffers from narcissistic personality disorder and it's toxic, really. So I can love him from a distance and I'll focus on my other son, also named Tanner.
Do you have any plans to, I suppose, maybe get your son on the beers early in the same way that you were from a young age?
No, not really, because his mum is Brittany and I guess she's a bit of an alcoholic herself now. So no, I wouldn't want to do that. That's a bit irresponsible and it's judged harshly by society. And I know that the pain and hardship that alcohol can bring, even though I do quite like it, but I don't want to influence the boy too strongly. I want him to find his own path. And if he likes a bit of beer and wine and, a nice morning glass of wine like I have, then that's for him to decide. He's his own individual person, and it's for every person to decide if they like the morning glass of wine or.
No, of course. To what capacity do you intend on being involved in Tanner's life?
Which one?
The new one.
The new one. Yeah, I intend to love him unconditionally and give everything I can to him. However, I've only seen him in person once. His mum doesn't want me anywhere near him, so
it's rather unfair.
I will do what I can. Yeah, it's a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I'm really sorry to hear that. That was some heavy shit on this podcast. Like, we've heard some heavy shit, but that was some of the heaviest.
Yeah, it's all right. You say no walkers in Australia.
No.
What do you say?
What do we say? No
worries.
Well, I guess you could say no walkers, but I don't know. Do people say that?
It's a bit of I think
stereotype?
A slightly outdated term now. Some people still use it, but I think it was a lot more popular.
No walkers. Yeah, I don't know if we have a word for no worries here.
We just say no worries.
I don't think it translates no worries to the Australian dialect. I don't think we actually have a word for it.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know if that answers your question.
I don't remember what my question was.
Me neither. Well, thank you so much for this sobering hour of conversations.
Oh, yeah.
Is there anything you want to plug or promote to the people here in Australia or worldwide?
Yeah, stay tuned for my forthcoming Australia tour 2025. Please purchase all of my merchandise at your soonest possible convenience.
For sure. I'll definitely be buying one of those magazines.
And I highly, highly suggest that everyone listening to this right now listens to your new record, Shame, which is a fantastic listen from front to back.
Thank you.
I absolutely love it. And I'm sure that almost all of the audience here would also. So I look forward to hearing more from you. I'm very, very excited for whatever the next project brings. I heard your next project's a foray into black metal, which is a very, very interesting.
Oh, where did you hear that? I don't even know what that is.
Where did you hear that?
There was a little a bird that actually flew here from Manchester, landed in my backyard the other day. It looked actually all kinds of fucked up, but it did speak to me, and it told me that your next album was we're anticipating a full length black metal project, but I may have been lied to, and if in that case, I apologize.
Well, to be perfectly honest with you, I don't have a next project planned. I'm sure there will be one, and I don't really know what it would be, but maybe that bird will write, and it will be that. But or maybe that was like a prophetic vision. But either way, I'm not certain, really, what it will be.
Well, whatever the future holds, Jimmy Brown, it definitely will have some alcohol in it, I imagine.
And it's a bright one. It is a bright future.
So I just want to make a toast to Jimmy
cheers.
Brown. If you've still
Jimmy Brown.
Cheers to you.
Cheers, Jimmy Brown. Thank you.
Cheers, Mr. Brown.
All right, thank you so much, and have a lovely evening.
You too. Thank you, Jimmy.
Cheers.
I'm going to go drink myself into oblivion.